Hi, today we're going to look at how to install and use the zlib C library. This is a dependency in a lot of C and C++ projects. It's used to compress and decompress files and byte streams. It's old, used everywhere, and it's very simple to install and use if you need to use it at that low of a level. So here's the website, and current release is 1.2.12. So I have a script to build and install it. It's pretty simple. We download it, unzip it, and then we go into that folder, and then I'll show you this next step once we look at all the collateral. So if we download it, it's not that big, downloads pretty fast, and untar it and go in there. We see cd zlib. There's a bunch of source files. There is a way to build it with CMake. I'm going to show the just the make version because it's not too difficult. So the only tricky part is that this make file, if you look at it, is pretty blank, so you have to configure it. And so this configure script, it will take makefile.in and replace certain things given environment variable. So if we look at that, one important thing will be the prefix, which will tell us where to install the package. So that's something we'll definitely have to set. And then there are some other things where, depending on your system, you might have to set. So the important things are CC, so that points to your C compiler, and then it sets CC equal to little cc in, should be in configure. So if you need to change that, you can set the CC environment variable and your little CC environment variable. And then the other thing that I've had to mess with was the LD shared, the linker. And the linker by default will just be the same, it'll be CC, but the little caveat I ran into is it sets LD shared to CC with the dash shared flag. So if you mess with LD shared, make sure to include the shared flag. But the compilers on my system, I can use the default ones are just fine. So the only thing I need to do is set where to install this thing, which will be in a parent folder 1.212. So we run configure, and then that will create the make file with all of our configurations. And then we can call make test, and make install. So that was make test, looks like it's fine, and then make install should put it in this 1.2.12 folder with our lib share and everything we want. And we have both the shared and the static and the shared library. So now that we have that, we can do an example. So on the zlib website, it has a usage example that it walks you through, and this will walk you through what all the code is doing. The full file is here, so we've copied this whole one file program over to our local area, and I have written, so here's what we copied over from the site, and cmakelist.txt is pretty simple. It's just an executable, has one source file, and then we just add in the include, the lib, and link to the SO file. So let's build that. And we have our zpipe.x. And the way this example works is that you call it, you feed it a file, and then it compresses it. zpipe.x. So we feed it message.text, and let's write out message compressed. And that's going to be a binary file. So if we do du-b message.text, that's 66 bytes. Message.bin is 35 bytes. And I fed this just a small text file with a lot of redundancy. So we expect it to compress pretty well, going from 66 to 35 bytes. And we can recover that by running the program in reverse. So let's feed it message. Let's give it the decompress flag, message.bin, and then get our original message back. So message orig. So it successfully decompressed and recovered our original message. So that is how to get started with zlib.